Okay, so moving right along on our list of regiments, we are going to go ahead and move to the uh, agendas. Agenda first and foremost, this morning, we have to um, get everything um, drawn. Um, and we have to go down there to the we have to go down there to the places where people are stuck in the 70s in their minds. Okay, so um, people that are stuck in the 70s tend to relive things and rehash things. So we're going down to Hippie Hills. The president will get a call from me, and he has to go over there and talk to some of the uh, people that were around during the acid days, and so he has to ask them certain questions, such as why do you still feel like we're living in the 70s? Why do you still dress like the 70s with that get up you got going on? What are these pimps about? Did you have one? Um, he actually have to ask about that sunflower and why are they still pushing that perfume out there? Okay, so the list goes on and on. So he has to talk to other hippies and stuff. We're not going to debate. Excuse me, Couture, whatever your name is. We're not going to debate about what else he has to say to the hippies. Okay, so after he's done with Hippie Hills, that'll take him about an hour or so. He has to actually go down to, excuse me, he has to go down to the place and talk to a bunch of um, people about their plans for um, not their plans, but let me start over. What he has to do is go to the he has to go down to the um, hospital. Okay, and when he's down there at the hospital, he's not there to talk about whatever you think he's going to talk about. It's about parking lots and airplanes getting new parking lots. So he has to put on his construction hat, and they are building parking lots. He has to go down there by Lambert Airport, and he has to say what projects are being broken down. So they're breaking down a lot of projects and they're building parking lots. So chances are he has to go down there with his construction hat and talk about, um, you know, the land and what basically just to go over how much they get for people parking their cars there. Is it safe? Um, and then he has to go over there by the bridges. And what they do is, which thank you. So which is where he's going to spend the bulk of his day. Um, momentarily. Let me finish. So he has to go down there, and they have to pay to cross the bridge. And so they're going to make sure they paid across the bridge. And what he's over there talking about is basically people smothering in dope and other things that they're not supposed to, such as Cuban cigars. Okay, So when he's done with the bridges and talking about the smuggling and stuff, he's going to hop in Air Force One and he's going to go. So the bridges are over there near Mexico, wherever the hell. And so when he's done with that, he has to talk about. Um, Actually, there's nothing to talk about. He has to go over there and see why so many unclaimed, uh, unclaimed, blah blah blah. Okay, so um, then there's third on his agenda, which has everything to do with um, blind people. So blind people have their CNI dogs out and stuff, and I see Stevie Wonder on there, and there's no way I have time to listen to Ray Charles or anybody else. If you're blind, then they have a person, and deaf, then they have a person there to do that. Okay. So anyway, um, he has to go to um, he has to go to what's today? It's May 27th. So and I'm wrapping this up here. He has to talk about real um, real um, phobias. Okay. So when I say phobia, and I'm talking about the National Geographic, and we're talking about amphibians and reptiles and environmental stuff, which is what I'm leading up to. So he has to go down there to Forest Park. There'll be a wedding. It's probably going to rain. And be careful because he's trying to catch the bouquet and dance with the bride or whatever. And anyway, when he's down there at Forest Park, which is old stumping ground, he has to go to the park and he has to talk about they're going to be down there. People are going to be paddling in their boats and stuff. And so he's going to walk down there with the Secret Service and basically talk about he's going to talk about um, well, he's just going to have a walk in the park down there. He's going to go over there. He's going to see some stuff. He's going to that's going to be his sightseeing. He's going to watch some birds. And then once he's done taking his walk through Forest Park, to cool off and smoke a cigarette or whatever, he's going to come back up there. He's going to leave St. Louis, and then the president has to go all the way down to Connecticut. Okay, and in Connecticut, New Jersey, Manhattan, and everything. So he's on his way to New York. And what we want to know in New York is it's not about 9/11. He's down there again because he has to see why and in the 70s he wants to know about people faking their accents such as Mexicans and stuff. But anyway, um, so back to Manhattan. Manhattan has things down there that you can't get over here in St. Louis, so that's his reason for having to go down there in the first place. So don't talk about gifts and stuff. But and the mannequins and everything, he has to talk about certain items that you can't forget, he'll pick up, and while he's there, he's going to go ahead and go on the podium, and he'll talk to some people. And what he wants to know is about he wants to know about the Statue of Liberty, which is bringing me to my next point. So he's going to go up into the Statue of Liberty. Um, Everybody knows the story behind the Statue of Liberty. He's going to stand out there, and they're going to be singing the national anthem at the baseball park and stuff. And so the reason why he's down there at the Statue of Liberty is because simply he has to talk about women and what made her the monument. He has to talk about other landmarks to compare and contrast. And when he's get away squirrel. So when he's down there, um, there's a piece of land covering by the Statue of Liberty and stuff. So basically, it's just to talk about, you know, basically to talk about um, everybody shut up. So he's going to leave the Statue of Liberty, and he's going to, while he's down there in New York, there's sewage problems, and he wants to know why there's so many rats and everything like that. So the Ninja Turtles are probably going to talk about that, which is where he'll bring them in at. So he's going to talk about sewage problems. That's why he's there in New York. He'll brief over that for about 10 or 15 minutes. He's got a plane, he's got to go. And then he's going to go over there to California, get some of those cool scarves and some surfboards, some boogie boards. And once he's done scoring them for their boogie boards and stuff, he's going to make up a fake topic to talk about, which is why it's always 70 degrees in California. Why don't they wear coats? And seriously, what's up with the dude and the gnarly and all that? Superb and stuff. He's going to tell them to get their geeks on. Um, in conclusion to that, we're going to go ahead and cut the tape short. We're going to wrap it up in about 30 seconds here because I have no time, people. He's going to go back to where he's at after he comes from um, uh, he's going to go over there to not Vegas. He's going to stop over there in um, where is it? Vegas, and then there's I think he's got to stop over there in not Wisconsin. So then he has to um, go and look at. He has to go and talk about um, the chills, and the children's and all that. I don't care, the children's, whatever. So last on his agenda, and we're going to go, and after that, we're going to get to the next point. We're going to see what he's going to do for the rest of his day, which will be his leisure time, and in the middle of time, don't stop and shake his hand in the bathroom. But after he talks about sewage, he actually has to go to the places where they hold um, other meetings. There are going to be other meetings around there, and what he's going to stop and do is talk to the um, people who are responsible for. Um, they're going to go postal, probably not, but then there's going to be a then there's going to be we're going to talk about gadgets and technology, and we'll leave it at that. So he's going to go over and use his technology and stuff. His GPS is on. He's got the cockpit and all that. So what he's going to say is the reason why he has to bring all his technology is because they're over there talking about artificial intelligence, and we're over here talking about um, we're over here talking about um, we're over here talking about people. The last people he has to talk to would be um, the loony bin. So he doesn't care about your crazy stories, but he actually has to go over there and discuss. Um, um, he's already talked to people he's got to talk to. So last on his agenda, which is probably the sixth or the seventh, it's the seventh exactly. We're gonna go over to we're gonna go over to um, the we're gonna go over to the other Indians. Okay, so he's gonna visit the Chinese restaurant and he'll have something to eat there. But while he's there, they're always threatening to blow this place up. So anyway, we're out of that whirlwind. And then, last but not least, there's going to be basically a briefing over at wherever, and he's going to he's going to discuss he's going to discuss and talk to these people, and what he wants to know is first and foremost, why are there people out there trying to save their head and live in frozen glasses such as Demolition Man? So people are planning to live frozen and unfreeze themselves about 100 years from the time they go down in there. So he has to talk with them. They'll probably give him examples. He's going to see him go in the freezer, get frozen in the ice or whatever. And that's going to be the end of his agendas. The rest is his leisure time. Thank you very much. He'll get back to business as usual. That means if you have any questions, he has to campaign, and he has to be, basically back at the White House or not at the White House. So that's up to his disclosure, okay? I'm about to call you, Mr. President.